Welcome students. This is our third video of Economics Unit 3 Demand. In the very first video, we have seen meaning of demand, factors affecting demand, then the function of demand. The second video was allotted to the one question, that is law of demand. Means in second video there was only one question. As we have covered only one question, you can understand that how important that question is. Now, on the basis of that law of demand, we are going to study two more questions. That is, first is individual demand and market demand, and later on in the present video itself, we will study demand elasticity. Now, market demand and individual demand are very easy questions. If the law of demand is clear in your mind, then individual demand and market demand becomes very easy. But demand elasticity, then later on price elasticity, then income elasticity, then cross elasticity, these all are the new questions for you. So when a basic understanding is given, when a basic concept is to be taught to you people, I request you that while going through the video, pay 100% attention. If possible, then keep your book and pencil, scale and pen with you. Try to draw the figures simultaneously. And if you are not getting the same, then first of all go through the video, then try the figure by yourself. So let me start with our today's topic, and that is individual demand and market demand. Individual demand and market demand. Now, as its name suggests, individual demand, that is a demand of a particular commodity raised by an individual at a given point of time and at a given point of price. Once again, individual demand, that is demand raised by a person, demand raised by a customer, demand raised by one individual for a particular commodity at a given point of price and at a given point of time. Say for an example, consumer A is demanding 2 kgs of mango at rupees 80 per kg during the season of winter in Ahmedabad. That is an individual demand. So now, as we all know, in the entire city of Ahmedabad, there is not only one single consumer or a person or an individual who is buying mangoes. There may be consumer or a customer A, individual B, individual C, individual D, and so on. Due to the limitation of the table and the figure, we'll undertake the study of 3 individuals, that is individual A, individual B and individual C. Now, when an individual makes purchase, when an individual converts his or her desire into a demand, that is known as individual demand. But when it comes to the sum of, the total of all the individuals' demand, that is demand raised by all the individuals, the sum of that demand, is collectively known as market demand. See, the law of demand is equally applicable whether we are talking about an individual demand or we are talking about market demand. The only difference is, in individual demand, We are talking about demand raised by one individual. And in market demand raised by all the individuals, I mean we are considering the sum or the total of demand raised by all individual. Now, any study of economics can be undertaken in three ways. It can be in a descriptive manner, it can be a tabular manner, it can be a graphical manner. Like in law of demand, we have seen the law given by Alfred Marshall, that is a descriptive manner. Then we have seen a schedule, that is a tabular manner. And later on, we have seen the same law, same table, and we have explained it with the help of a figure. So it became our third method to present or express the data, that is graphical manner. Now in individual demand and market demand, we are also going to undertake this study in all those ways. So first of all, let us clear the schedule. If I am talking about a commodity and its price, let be this is the demand of a commodity by A, demand of a commodity by consumer B, demand of a commodity by consumer C, and now the total of it, that is market demand. That is market demand. That is market demand, and this is what? This is individual demand. Individual A, individual B, and individual C. And here, let me take price in rupees. Now, suppose the given price of a commodity is rupees 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So price of a commodity increases. Now, as we all know, according to law of demand, when the other factors affecting price remains constant, when price rise, demand contract. And when there is fall in price, demand expands. So same we have to see here, same. See, suppose at price 5, a consumer is ready to buy 10 units. Then with increase in price, his demand falls. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5. At the same price, that is 5, a demand raised by consumer B. Let us take, it was 9, then it became 8, then 7, then 6, then 5, then 4. With increase in price, demand raised by consumer C. It was 8, then it became 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, then 3. Now see, when price of a commodity was 5, then increased to 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. The demand raised by individual contracts from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Same with the consumer B, same with the individual C. So, A demand of a commodity is for 10 units at a price 5 by individual A. Demand of a particular commodity is 9 units at rupees 5 by individual B. And demand of a particular commodity is 8 units at rupees 5 by consumer C. Now, what was the meaning of individual demand? That a demand raised by an individual at a given point of time and at a given point of price. At a given point of price. Now, what was the demand of, or what was the meaning of market demand? Again, the sum of demand raised by different individuals in the market at a given point of time at a given point of price. So, at rupees 5, the demand raised by A, B and C, 10 plus 9, 19 plus 8, 27. Then price of a commodity was 10. Demand by A, B, C, it's 9, 8 and 7. So 9 plus 8, 17, 17 and 7, 24. So in the same way it will be 21, this one will be 18, this one will be 15 and this one will be 12. The total of this 5 plus 4 9 plus 3 12, 6 plus 5 11 plus 4 15, 7 plus 6 13 plus 5 18 and 8 plus 7 15 plus 6 21. The way we have presented law of demand, in the same way we are going to present individual demand and market demand. Total 4 figures you have to draw. Total 4 figures. In the lecture, I'll draw demand and price relation of individual A and the market demand, which means as of now I am going to present individual A and total market demand. In your CW you have to present individual A, individual B and individual C. So the figure will be the same, as the price will be same in all the 4 cases, only the quantity demanded will change. Only the quantity demanded will change. So now let us explain same with the help of a figure. Price on y-axis, demand on x-axis. This is what? Demand by A, demand by B, demand by C, and this is market demand. So don't get confused. Let me write individual demand. So this is individual demand by ABC and this is market demand. Now figure. Now whenever you draw any figure, for a good presentation, after the completion of a figure, draw a box. Let it be Y, let it be X, and here let me write 0. So price on y-axis, demand on x-axis. So let me write demand of a commodity on x-axis and price of commodity on y-axis. Now this is the figure of demand raised by individual A. So as a title we will write individual demand. This is the figure of individual demand, and the demand raised by A. So we'll write here A. Now as we know, the slope of the demand is negative. That is, it moves from left to right, from top to bottom. The demand slopes move downwards. So let me draw a demand curve first. This will be denoted as D dash. How many combinations we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6 combination will draw. First combination, let it be the second combination, let it be the third combination, the fourth one, the fifth one, and the sixth one. Now price of a commodity was 5, 10, 15. So let me present here. Price is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And this price is in rupees, so we'll denote rupee here. And the demand is presented by units, so I'll write units here. Now, the demand of individual A is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It means it starts from 5. So let me write 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now, this two parallel line we have to draw when the difference between the value which you have taken on x and y is not equal. That is, here the difference is 0 to 5 and here it is 5, 6, 6, 7. So difference here is 1 and here is 5. So a two parallel line or a zigzag line is to be drawn. Now, let us undertake the study of all the combinations. All the combinations. See, when price of a commodity was rupees 5, demand raised by individual A was 10. So this is, let it be small a. Then price of a commodity was 10, the quantity demanded was 9. Price 10, quantity demanded was 9. So let us denote it with B. Same way with C, same way with D, same way with E and same way with F. This is the presentation of the tabular data with the help of a graphical data. In the same way, you can draw the figure for individual demand B. In the same way, you can draw the figure individual demand C. The only thing you have to do is, here in place of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In case of B, it will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In case of C, it will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one will be the change. Now, one more figure for market demand. And to be more precise, where you have drawn a demand line, by putting an arrow you can write here, this is what individual demand, and who is the individual? A. Individual is A. Sure. Same way, let us start with, that is y-axis, x-axis, 0 here, demand on x-axis, in bracket we'll write units, price, on y-axis in bracket we'll write rupees, and title will be given as this is the figure of market demand. This is the figure of market demand. Again, the demand curve has a negative slope downwards. Let it be D dash. 6 combinations we have. So the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, and the sixth one. Now price will be same, that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30. Now market demand. It was 27, then 24, 21, 18, 15 and 12. So the minimum value is 12, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. The combinations can be explained as this is, let be A, this is B, C, D, E and F. And what is this? It is the market demand. And you can explain it in at point A, price of a commodity is 5, market demand is 27. See, 5, 27. Then randomly, let us take another combination. D. At point D, price of the commodity is 20 and the quantity demanded is 18. Price of the commodity is 20 and quantity demanded is 18. Is it clear? So, this one was the concept of individual demand and the market demand. Individual demand and the market demand. First, you have to write the meaning of that individual demand and what is market demand. The meaning of individual demand will be demand raised by an individual for a commodity at a particular point of time and at a particular point of price. Same way, in market demand you can write that the sum total of demand raised by individual for a particular commodity at a given point of time and price is known as market demand. Then a schedule is to be drawn. Schedule में first of all price, then in individual demand, individual A, individual B, individual C. And later on market demand, तो market demand में हम क्या करेंगे? Total of demand by A, B and C. Then the presentation of the same schedule with the help of 4 figures. First will be for individual demand A, in the same way you can draw it for B, same way you can draw it for C. And market demand figure I have drawn here. So the figures, their drawing will be the same, only x axis will change. So our next topic is price elasticity. Our next topic is price elasticity. After the individual demand and market demand, a very short question is change in demand. Change in demand. Now, this change in demand can be explained in 2 ways. The one that we have seen in case of law of demand, that is expansion and contraction, and one more can be explained by increase or decrease in demand. So, let us divide the question into 2 parts. Our topic will be change in demand. Change in demand. A, that is expansion and contraction of demand, and the B will be increase and decrease in demand. Now, to understand the present question, let us go back to our first video. Let us go back to our first video. In our first video, the question was meaning of demand and the factors affecting it. Now those factors were classified into two parts. A was price of commodity and B factors other than price. Factors other than price. So मैं स्केड्यूल ड्रॉ करके एंड फिगर ड्रॉ करके आपको एक्सप्लेन तो कर दूं, बट इफ लेटर ऑन आपको ये याद नहीं रहा तो हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू प्रेजेंट मीन्स ओनली टू अंडरस्टैंड इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट. आफ्टर अंडरस्टैंडिंग you need to remember it. You need to know how we are going to remember the question that you are going to present in your examination. So, on a very lighter note, we need to understand that when I am talking about expansion and contraction of demand, so A will change, B will constant. Not getting me? Now once again, हमने factors कौन से देखे थे? A price, B other than price. That is A price, B other factors. B other factors. So in case of expansion and contraction of demand, price changes and other factors, other determinants, other factors remains constant. Other factors remains constant. And in case of B, that is increase or decrease in demand, this is what? Expansion and contraction. Now when we are talking about increase or decrease in demand, the situation will be inverse. Here what we have seen? Price changes and other factors remains constant, and here price remains constant. Price remains constant and other factors affecting demand, that is other factors change. Once again, when we are talking about expansion and contraction of demand, price changes, and here increase and decrease in demand, price remains constant. Price remains constant. Here price of a commodity changes. Here price changes, so other factors are constant. And here price remains constant and other factors changes. Let us take an example. Suppose this is a schedule let me take price of a commodity and here demand of a commodity. Demand in units, price in rupees. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now When we are talking about price, suppose I have taken price was 5, same price is 10, price of a commodity 15, price of a commodity 20, price of a commodity 25. Because our condition is price changes. Price is to be kept constant in case of B. But in case of A, that is expansion and contraction of demand, the price of a particular commodity changes. So price changes 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. Demand also changes accordingly. According to the law of demand, when the price of a commodity increases, its demand contracts. Its demand contracts. So, suppose the price of a commodity was 100, then it became 80, then 60, then 40, and then 20. So, same can be explained with the help of a figure like same can be explained with the help of a figure. Let me take y here and let me explain in this way x and y. On x-axis, demand of a commodity in units. On y-axis, price of a commodity in rupees. Now, as decided, whenever you will draw any figure, after the completion of your figure, draw a box to present it in a good manner. Now, price demand 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 100, 80, 60, 40, 20, that is inverse relation. Price rises and demand contracts. Law of demand is applicable. Slope of law of demand is negative. That is, it moves downwards from left to right, from top to bottom, from top to bottom. Let it be D dash. And 5 combinations we have. Let me draw combination 1, combination 2, combination 3, combination 4 and combination 5. Price on y-axis, so 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. Demand on x-axis, that starts from 20, then 40, then 60, then 80 and 100. Now, the price of a commodity was 5, demand was 100. Price was 10, demand was 80. Price was 15, demand was 60. So, price was 15, demand was 60. Let us examine change from here. That is, if the price of the commodity from this point increases from 15 to 25, from 15 to 25, demand decreased from 80 to 20. Demand decreased from 860 to 20. 60 to 20. That is what? It explains contraction of demand. Contraction of demand. And now, let us examine the change from this point to downward. That is, a price of a commodity was 15, then it reduced to 10, then it reduced to 5, and the quantity demanded increased from 60 to 100. And this can be known as expansion. This is expansion. Now, same we have seen in case of law of demand. Same we have seen in case of individual demand and market demand. The only thing is, in those questions we have drawn only a figure. But here we have explained that how other factors remains constant, and when the price changes, demand of a particular commodity contracts or demand of a particular commodity expands. Now, B, increase and decrease in demand. Here we have to keep price as constant. So what I have written, price remains constant and other factors changes. So schedule, again same, we'll discuss with the help of a commodity. Let me consider price here, that is in rupees, and demand of a commodity in units. Now, what is the condition for increase or decrease in demand? That is, price remains constant, no change in price. Price of a commodity was 20, it is 20, it is 20, it will be 20, it will be 20. So no change in price, no change in price, but still demand of a commodity changes, demand of a commodity changes 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100. What does it mean? Irrespective of price, I mean there is no change in price, price remains same. The demand of a commodity changes, which means other than price, other factors affects the demand, and that is decrease or increase in demand, or increase and decrease in demand. Same can be explained with the help of a figure, that is our third method: descriptive manner, tabular manner and graphical manner. Why? X 0, now demand on x-axis, that is in units, and price on y-axis, that is in rupees. Now price remains constant means there is no change in price, there is no change in price. Price remains constant, that is 20. Still demand changes, it was 20, then became 40, then 60, then 80, then 100 and so on. So let me write 20, 40, 60, 80 and 80 and 100. Now, no change in price, still demand changes. No change in price, still demand changes. No change in price, still demand changes, that is known as increase or decrease in demand. That the price of a commodity remains same, still a price can increase, a demand can increase, a demand can decrease. It can decrease from 60 to 20, it can increase from 60 to 100 also. So change in demand can be explained in two ways: A, expansion and contraction of demand; B, increase or decrease in demand. In A, price changes, other factors remain same. Here price remains same and other factors changes. Is it clear? In next lecture we will undertake the study of price elasticity and its types. Thank you.